exploring the word meditation, exploring the word mindfulness, recognizing that these are simply words and sounds, and now examining the space around these words. If the words had a form, what does the space around this form feel like? And so we let go of our definitions, our labels, our expectations, and step into this space. Spaciousness. Much like the space around our bodies. The space around our bodies that becomes a part of our breathing process. And let us direct our attention towards our nostrils so that we can begin to detect the movement of the air as it enters into the nostrils and leaves. We very gently let go of that image we were holding of ourselves sitting. And begin focusing on just this process we call breathing. Almost as though the breath were an anchor into this present moment, because the breath is one thing we can never pause. It's always happening. You can't skip a breath. It's always one after the other. And so we shine the spotlight of awareness on it. Examining the sensations that we can experience. You might hear the chatter of the mind. And the mind would often say, I've done this practice before. I've experienced the breath maybe yesterday, or maybe even a minute ago, 5 minutes ago, so I know exactly what it feels like. But then, do we really? Because our breath, it's always switching between one nostril and the other in cycles, sometimes of half an hour, sometimes of 45 minutes. And so at this particular moment, which nostril is the air traveling through? Is it the right or the left? And what's the temperature at this exact moment? Because today's temperature is different from yesterday's. And it's a bit different right now from this morning. And so this moment has never quite been experienced in this way, through this particular passage within the nostril. It becomes an opportunity for us to give ourselves some relief from our thoughts, that are always moving from the past into the present, into the future, and back again into the past. Very rarely occupied with the present moment, but as we tune into our breathing process, we find our mind aligning itself into this moment, so that that phenomena called unity, alignment between thought and action becomes a reality, where we begin to live more fully than ever before. And as we find the stillness in this present moment, we begin to recognize this as an opportunity to simply step back and observe the movements and the workings of the mind. Let us find out where the mind is at this moment. Because we have to a degree established that our bodies are present here, in this moment. We remind ourselves because our ears, they can hear the sounds that are unfolding right now at this moment. You can hear my voice. And then you can hear the silence behind my voice. You can notice the gaps in between the sounds. Emanating from my voice, which are far more important in this practice than the actual sounds, because this is a practice where we explore emptiness. The emptiness where there is no form. An emptiness which is so much more spacious than anything our minds can comprehend, simply because of the boundaries and the walls created within the mind, which is why we wish to step outside of the mind and into this space, this timeless space, where it is always the present moment, the now. let us use our breath as a bridge that connects this whole world outside of us. All those injustices, those pains, sometimes laughter, hopefully a lot of laughter. This world outside of us of movement, of flesh and bone, which are somehow affected by the movement of time. Let us notice how the breath, it comes from this space, and then it enters into our nostrils, and it moves up the passage and down through our windpipes, deeper and deeper and deeper into that part of us that we have come to know as our self, our witnessing presence, that awareness. Breathing out into this space outside of us, and perhaps visualizing this space outside of us as we would the surface of the ocean, where there are countless waves of many different sizes, some large, some small, but all of it dancing in a beautiful rhythm, much like our breath. And a moment ago we spoke about not wanting to control the world outside of us, releasing the need to control our children, our partners, our parents, our siblings, our friends, and allowing them to simply be just like the waves, each with its own unique characteristics. And as we step back and into our breath, let us allow the breath to take us now into the depths of the ocean that lies underneath the surface. And so breathing in as deeply as you can. An opportunity to dive into the stillness underneath this surface. Into this present moment where everything feels so much more still. Still aware of the movements at the surface of the ocean as you look up, as you notice the play of light and the shadows as the light passes through that surface. But there is so much stillness and beauty within. And we just stay here for a few moments. Just breathing. Breathing in as deeply as we can. Exhaling and breathing out as slowly as you would like to. Gently surfacing. Noticing the movements around you and then diving back into this space, into this stillness. No effort required. All of these movements happening somehow magically, much like the breath that unfolds within and around us. I'll ring the bell now. And if you can, invite the sound waves into your body. With no other purpose other than to bring a greater degree of relaxation, lightness, and ease to your body. Perhaps with an understanding that in the background, as we release, as we let go, and as we bring ease into our bodies, we enter into a heightened state of healing, where our immune system rises, repairing any tissue at the surface level and deeper within that needs attention. Perhaps inviting these sound waves in through your skull so that they begin by moving through the cells within the brain, releasing the brain's need to think, to perform any actions, all of the body's actions taken over by the stillness within the water. Reminding ourselves that our bodies consist of nothing more than atoms and molecules, with nothing but space in between them. Space that is allowing these sound waves to pass through them. Sound waves that undo any of the knots that are remaining within the body's muscles, your shoulders, the joints within your fingers, your jawbone, your facial muscles, your upper back, the lower back, the digestive system within the stomach, the chest muscles, and all the vital organs within. The lower parts of the body, the legs, the pelvic region, the knees, the calves, the shin, the ankle, all the tiny bones within the feet that carry us tirelessly throughout our day.